chain store, said, we have 54 stores across Canada, 47 of our managers applied for the manager's job in Sudbury.
Wow.
So our quality of life means a lot to them, and that's, you know, you're in Toronto and you're renting a house or you own a home, and yet you come to Sudbury, and the manager of that particular store had bought a house in Cape Real, and he couldn't believe what a beautiful house he had gotten in Cape Real, and he's only 25 minutes
Yeah.
away.
He said he's only 25 minutes, we say we're 25 minutes away. It's
Yeah.
perspective, eh? We get upset when we have to drive an extra 10 minutes.
Exactly, and that's what happened. Sudbury has got a tremendous future. We have to capitalize on it. We have to build a team. We have to have the leadership necessary to make sure that we're gonna be doing that. So it's, again, it's all a combination of people wanting to work together, and as a leader, you have to make sure that you can bring that team together, that you can bring them to consensus, that you can build consensus around the table, and that we are going to flourish. We have to be the voice of Northern Ontario, something we're not now.
I've been doing some research on just the businesses in Valley East, for example, and trying to, because I'm developing a directory, and I am totally amazed at some of the businesses that are listed, because some of them, you haven't heard about them, but others you know are international in scope. And it seems as if this technology that we've developed in Sudbury, we have a pretty good technology infrastructure in Sudbury. I think a number of years back, you may have been around it, when the city did some investing in the computer and the high-speed infrastructure. And so you must be seeing that pay off now with.
Yeah. But again, this was a brainchild of Jim Gordon's, and we were severely criticized for investing huge amounts of money, but that investment is paying off, and it will continue to pay off for forever and ever. I mean, it's definitely something that was needed. It's definitely something that we believed in, and we were able to provide that. So it created a number of jobs, and
Right.
those jobs are still going today. So.
Yeah, and I think when we take a look at the number of businesses, you probably have a better grasp of the number of businesses who have come into the area in the last few years. But we're growing our economic base at a time when it takes fewer and fewer people to run the economy. So we may be attracting a lot of businesses that are kind of branch offices, or they're being able to run with fewer people. The summer that we both got married, 1972, I'm sure that Valet, Inco back then, hired more summer students than they have working full-time for them right now. Like, those were the days when you had 20,000 full-time employees. You hired 3,600 high school students and university students. It was phenomenal, the number of people that you had working. Now, I'm sure, I don't know the exact, I'm sure there are fewer people working full-time than we actually hired as summer students back when I was going to university. And yet, all of the economic development that we're dealing with now is really going toward this intellectual base and the education base. And you must be happy with the growth of the education sector in Sudbury. It's been huge.
And again, it takes investments. You know, the School of Architecture is one that, we're all going to be able to hang our hats on, because it is a tremendous accomplishment. The first one to open in 42 years in Canada. The School of Medicine. I mean, that means so much to us and to all of Northern Ontario, because we have doctors from all over coming in, and they're going to say, okay, what a great place to live. And they're going to choose to practice, to set up their practice here. So that says a lot. And then, we have the two great colleges, and we have the university, and, all of them are showing great signs of increasing increasing registration. So that says a lot about our community, and we can't let that stop. I remember Frank Marsh, who was the late Frank Marsh, president of Cambrian College, telling us that for every out-of-town student that we were bringing into Sudbury, that student was bringing in $100,000 a year. So if you have, and we have international students coming from all over the world to study, either at a college or at the university, and at the School of Medicine, at the School of Architecture, you know, we have worked hard. We have believed in our community. We've invested in our community as a council and as a community, and it's going to pay off for many years. But again, we have to have faith in our community, and others have to have faith in our community, and they have to see that we are progressing all the time in order for them to make a decision to come and base themselves in Sudbury, and we're doing that.
Yeah, that's great. We're gonna take a very short break, and when we come back, we'll conclude this interview, because I know that you and I, Ron, we could talk for hours, but we have to come to an end at some point. And obviously, we will look forward to at least several other opportunities to talk to you on the show between now and October. All of the councillors and all of the people running for mayor have been told there's no limit to how often they can come on here. This is an education forum. So we are going to come back in about 2 or 3 minutes. This is the Learning Clinic on CKLU 96.7 FM. I am your host, Bob Kirwan, and in the studio today we have Ron Dupuis, who is running for mayor of City Council. We shall be back in about 4 or 5 minutes.
You are invited to participate in the first Sudbury Defeat Depression 2